It is January 29, 2020. I am I am going to embark on reading a manuscript titled Liber Lilith. The PDF version is 323 pages long. I am on 17. I have not yet. I'm still in the preface. This is going to be my documentation to see if by the end of it I'm going to be drinking poison. I'm going to tell you, it got a little bit spooky in here at first. I'm on page 48, and it's kind of like, well, one thing I'll say is that I am a pretty heavy Jae Mcpherson listener, and recently he started getting into talking about this world, having archons, and the archons feeding off of energy of people. And this book kind of goes into it straight away. Yeah. Kind of feels like a twist of a really long movie, but like a movie that was so long that it was your whole life. I started reading a book, 1001 Arabian Nights, and in the book it described how this dude was given the ability to hear animals talk to each other, and then his wife found out, and his wife said she would leave him if she didn't tell him the secret. But apparently God said you can't tell anyone the secret. So instead of telling their secret, he took advice from a fucking rooster to beat up and kill his wife or something. And like today I got a job, and the guy who had the job before me apparently got shot in the stomach and died because he let a woman who is badly beaten up stay with him. And well, he told the woman, you can come stay with me, and the husband found out of that chick, and apparently he's the reason she was beaten up. He beat her up for some reason. He came and shot the dude in the stomach and he died. I've been fucking with this chick for almost the last year, and well, I guess I'm gonna be honest on here, and she lives with her baby daddy. I was fucking this chick for like a year. It really feels like the book just kind of starts repeating itself. I'm not that much more farther into it. It's just a little bit tiresome to continue reading. Before I forget, this book, it defined the Matrix as an analogous term to Lilith's pussy. And it's interesting too that I started reading the 1001 Arabian Nights. Liber Lilith so far is about. It's really about, well, like, people have sex, animals have sex. It's like they call it carnal copulation. So, I think they really try and differentiate between love and lust, which is like, it seems like there's a fine line, but there really isn't. And a lot of it has to do with deception. So Lilith seduces men and drags them down to hell after they defile themselves. Because Lilith is like a horrible evil creature, spawn of Samael. And I don't think Samael is necessarily the devil from this context. And I'm gonna read this part. Wait, hold on. I guess evil archangels slept with the daughters of men upon the earth and defiled themselves, and the women bore giants. And men used the forbidden arts which the archangels taught to the men, and the world was filled with blood and unrighteousness. In punishment for their lust, the divine autogene sent the avenging angel Michael with a sword of flame, and he cast them down into a pit and bound them in darkness. There they will abide until the autogene holy Mashiach descends to earth and redeems mankind from the torments of the flesh. This kind of brings me to an interesting question real quick. So, what do you say? The Matrix. I guess to me, I can kind of see it a little bit better. Like, we all live in this world that's like, we get pushed out of, a womb, a vagina or whatever. We get pushed out of it. We're like already inside a womb, getting ready for birth into the next life. So right now we're in the womb of God. Now I got a good question for you guys. What is the difference between the man and the yam? And the answer I give to you is the yams are the power that be. There's a bird outside my window. The demons of this world, from this book. The demons. Be born out of lust. And she said, I have gotten a man with the help of the Lord. The Liber states that she didn't say with the help of Adam, because Samael conceived Cain. The Nephilim were on the earth in those days, and also afterwards, when the sons of God came in to the daughters of men, and they bore children to them. Giant. I'm on page 94, and it's all been history, his story so far. Now on page 94, I'm being described a ritual to summon Lilith from the 6 corners of the earth. Also, like, what's up with, like, Snapchat and Instagram with all these, all the girls are, like, makeup and look at my butt and look at my boobs, but don't say anything about it, because don't say anything about it. It's normal. It's normal. I woke up at 5 this morning, slept for like 5 hours, and I had a dream last night. I don't really remember all of the dream, but I remember this part where there was just yellow, amber-colored husks, kind of like in a cavern or something, and they were so light. I guess in the book it describes that, I don't know, like the archangels and Lilith, like, they like splendor in the empty husks of the souls that they got. Also, look at these strawberries. How fake is that? It's out of a cartoon, dude. These aren't real. I'm eating them. Who made this shit? It doesn't taste good. It doesn't taste like a strawberry should. I think people are afraid of shit that's ripe. I'm getting sidetracked because I can't stop thinking about making this video. So, the Book of Lilith, a short personal synopsis of the book. It's not that it's an evil book, it's more like it's very informative. Whether I choose to believe it or not. Pretty much the first half of the book is the creation story. And it's not the same as the creation story of the Bible. However, I will say that it has forever changed my interpretation. I mean, forever it has changed my interpretation of the Bible. But it's not that it destroyed my interpretation. In a sense, it took away from the interpretation, and it also added many, many new layers, which is already, to say, a rich story, and it somehow makes a lot of sense. Like I said before, it was like a twist in a really long movie, but that's besides the point. The Book of Lilith also goes over particular rituals, the sort of rituals that involve like a lot of fool errands. We can't say fool errands because the rituals they call for these sort of things, but it's extremely strange to my eyes, and I can't say whether I wish I didn't or did not read it, but I will say whenever I read the book, it feels like there's something watching me, and it doesn't feel so unfamiliar. There's a lot to say, really, but a lot of these thoughts kind of come to me as I'm reading the book, which, I read it a little bit today, because I felt like I was going to make this video, which I needed to make this video as kind of like my own, small synopsis. It's not really a synopsis, it's more like, kind of the vague generalities of what I gathered from the book. It is fun to read. It was a fun book to read. Like, it released off a little bit of something. I feel a little bit weird saying that, because it's a very serious tone of a book, and I'm glad I read it. I don't think I'll be implementing any of the things in it that I read. However, this is going to be a part 1 of the video. My part 2, I'm going to start looking at the notes of the gentleman who would have been the caretaker of the book, and from around, I don't know, 1920 to 1960 or 1970. Might have been up to 1990. I'm not too sure. I think his name was Richard Steiger. I do know his last name was Steiger. And I only started reading his notes, and it's very interesting so far. And I cannot say whether it's true or not. I can't really say whether any of this is true or not. But it's very, very interesting. And I will make a part 2 of his collection of notes. So until then, if you want to find this book, it's out there somewhere on the internet. And yeah, there's a lot in there to discuss and think about. And it's not evil, because live backwards is evil. So, you know, what is evil anyways? Talk to you about it later. I must have wrote these years and years ago. Akhenaten. Aten, solar god, bringer of light. Lucifer, bringer, carrier of light. Freemasons. This is the page before. You've got to learn to let go. Specific relationships, laws, and rules. You are right when you think something should be disregarded. Keep your mouth closed and you have bigger, better things to... You gotta learn to control yourself. Your money is your life. Focus on the task at hand. Don't let anybody control you. Water running, pouring down the sink. Mind your own business. Lucifer rebellion. Lucifer denounces the ghosted god, reigns as new entity. Caligastia betrayal, Morantia circuit, Satania system. Norlatiad, what the fuck? It's a constellation. Urachia. Selfish satisfaction and sensuous gratification alone of themselves are not able to confer happiness upon evolving human beings. Selfish? What the fuck?